That weekend, Bear Stearns still looked alive. Lights were on in the offices, servers were running, trades were going through. But the man who was supposed to save the bank was hundreds of miles away, playing bridge and unreachable. While he was gone, other banks made a quiet decision, not to lend, not to answer calls, not to believe. In 72 hours, the fifth largest investment bank on Wall Street was destroyed, not by panic, not by an explosion, but by the sudden disappearance of trust. His name was Jimmy Kane, CEO of Bear Stearns, billionaire, risk-taker. He built his reputation on bold bets and confidence under pressure. Bear Stearns wasn't just another bank. It was the most aggressive player on the street, always borrowing more, always pushing further, always convinced it knew better. As markets began to shake, Kane dismissed the warnings. He told investors the balance sheet was solid. He told employees there was nothing to fear. It wasn't a lie he invented. It was a lie he believed. Inside Bear Stearns, the system was already fragile. The bank was leveraged 33-1. For every dollar it owed 33 more. As long as housing prices kept rising, the machine printed money. Traders collected bonuses larger than national budgets. Risk was invisible until it wasn't. A small drop was all it took. The bank wasn't built to absorb shocks. It was built to pretend they would never happen. In March 2008, rumors spread through New York. Bear Stearns was running out of cash. In finance, rumors don't need proof. They only need fear. Hedge funds began pulling money. Counterparties stopped rolling loans. Phones that once rang non-stop went silent. On Thursday morning, the bank had $18 billion in liquidity. By nightfall, almost all of it was gone. The run had begun. Inside headquarters, panic took over. Lawyers searched for options. Executives begged for overnight funding. And Jimmy Kane was still not there. While employees watched their screens collapse, the CEO was playing in a bridge tournament, unreachable by phone. The captain wasn't on the bridge, and the ship was already taking on water. By the weekend, the government stepped in. Officials feared a chain reaction across the entire system. Bear Stearns would not be saved. It would be erased. On Sunday night, a deal was announced. J.P. Morgan would buy the bank for $2 a share. Just days earlier, those shares traded for 30. A year before, for more than 170. Employees who held company stock lost everything. Lifetimes of savings vanished in a single decision. Wall Street breathed out, believing the danger had passed. They were wrong. Bear Stearns was not the end. It was a rehearsal. 6 months later, Lehman Brothers would collapse, and the global financial system would freeze. Jimmy Kane lost much of his personal fortune, but walked away free. Millions of ordinary people would soon lose their homes, jobs, and security. Bear Stearns proved that size doesn't protect you. Belief does. The moment trust disappears, money doesn't fall. It vanishes quietly and completely. In 2008, it took just one weekend for a Wall Street giant to be erased. No alarms, no rescue. Just a decision made behind closed doors. Today, banks are larger than ever. The system's more complex, the risks harder to see, but far more dangerous. What happened to Bear Stearns wasn't an accident. It was a warning. And that warning was ignored. If you want to understand how fortunes disappear before the headlines, before the panic, before the collapse, subscribe. More investigations are coming.